The national championship is upon us as we arrive here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The Texas Longhorns out of the SEC as we get ready to take on the Oregon Ducks from the Big Ten. This has been a heck of a season, ladies and gentlemen. Everything has led to this moment for both of these teams, really. We have gone undefeated. We have faced our challenges. We've had our ups. We've had our downs. And it all comes to this one final game of the year. The hopes and dreams of all Longhorn Nation rest on the back of these young kids as they get ready to do battle here in Miami. So welcome back to the channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new here to Champ and Sons and all of our football content that we have. Let's take a quick look at Oregon's journey to get here. They are number 2. They're the number 2 seed, number 2 in the country. And their season started off quite impressively. They did end up hitting a quite little snag after a 5-game win streak. We'll see, they kind of went shot for shot with Indiana coming up here in a little bit. But surprisingly enough, a lot of their wins weren't as big as they normally are. So Northwestern was a 17-14 one. That was almost a major upset in all reality. And then they do end up losing to Indiana. Oregon was a home team that was at Autzen Stadium, and if you look at it, it did go into the overtime to the point of getting to the 2-point conversion moment, and that's where they ended up losing. So you're talking one play was the difference in that game against Indiana. Then they went on to have a pretty close game against Rutgers, dominated Wisconsin, and that's where you can tell they kind of got a little pissed off, I think, at some point. 42-10 over Minnesota. USC was a close one, but that generally does tend to be. They dominated Washington, and then they come in and just get total revenge on Indiana, the Big Ten championship. I mean, my goodness. A 30-point victory, 52-22. That's the same team that beat them in double overtime. And now they took a big old eating of humble pie. Indiana did that one. Oregon wins that, then they go and take on Miami, big win there, and then they squeeze by Clemson 24-21 in the Fiesta Bowl. And so here we are in our game. Looking at their stats on the season, Dante Moore's had an incredible year, 4,000 passing, 40 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. That is how efficient they are. Once again, let me repeat myself. 40 touchdowns, 4-0, and 2 interceptions. A 20-1 touchdown to interception ratio. That is absolutely ridiculous. Those stats are mind-boggling. And it's one of those you can kind of understand, okay, now I can see why it took a double overtime to get your one loss in the season. That was pretty hectic. On the ground, they're not much worse. Mekhi Hughes getting almost 1,600 rushing yards, 28 touchdowns. This is a very high-powered offense. 1,600 yards for him. The next running back had Whittington had a little over 500 yards. You're talking a little over 2,000 yards between two backs. On the receiving game, that's where you start to see it kind of slip, I guess, compared stat-wise. However, Benson, Moore, and Lowe all combined have pretty good yardage there. 900, 850, 800. So they got a lot of yardage out of them. Benson with 8 touchdowns. Moore comes up with the 9. And then Lowe has 6. So what you're talking, 23 touchdowns between these 3 players. They are very consistent, and each one of them obviously is a weapon in and of himself. So it's something we're going to have to watch for on the defensive side. Hopefully they've got that taken care of. So looking at the offense, what are we going to be facing down? Matayo Uiagalelei, DJ Uiagalelei's little bro. 15 and a half sacks. That's a pretty impressive number coming into this one. You know, he does get to the quarterback coming off the edge. We're going to have to watch out, get the ball out quick. Also, probably hit some quick hitting running plays up the middle as well. In the passing game, they forced some turnovers. Let's be real. Johnson, Thienen, and Bocher and Florence, just between those guys, you're talking 11 interceptions between those guys. So it is something we are going to have to watch out for going into this game and be very smart with how we play our passing game. So speaking of that, let's jump into it here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. As Arch Manning leads the Longhorns on our opening possession, rolling right and just throwing that one away. That pretty uneventful kind of play, if you ask me. Both these teams very evenly matched, as you can see, pretty much offense, defense, and overall. Just take the ratings, pretty much the same. So 2nd and 10 now. Get that one off to Weisner, and he's going to get hit hard. He's been beat up all season. That's something I'm going to have to look at as we go through this series for the coaching dynasty, the wear and tear. I had to make adjustments in Road to Glory. I'm going to have to make adjustments, I think, in the season because it gets a little ridiculous at some points. All right, so 3rd and 8, needing a big play. Fires that one over as we hit. Is that injuries over the middle, and he actually gets pushed beyond the line by the defender. I'll take it. You know, that may be lucky, but I will take it. So 1st and 10 Longhorns coming out in the shotgun. 2 tight ends right now. Manning claps his hands. He's got the snap over the middle, and that one's dropped. Ooh, that was risky. Risky. If we take a look at their top 5 recruits, they're all 5 stars. I think they're the 1, 3, 4, 7, and like 10 players nationally in high school. Now that we got Gibson in motion, get that pass out to Wingo, cuts it outside, and he is going to be stopped after a 4-yard gain. So this Oregon team, they are fast. All right, so some of these plays on the outside aren't always going to be as effective as they may have been before. So we're going to have to be very smart with how we do those. All right, 3rd and 6. Manning has it. Clean pocket, fires it deep to the right, and Moore goes up for it but can't come down. So that one got knocked away. Now, Oregon went on a little bit of a streak, and our offense struggled. So now we find ourselves trailing 10-0 and having to make a comeback upon all comebacks as we get that one out to Mosley. He's at the 50. Turn it back to the right around the 45 and brought down at the 44-yard line. All right, so we just got to keep believing. Keep taking it one play at a time. That's what it requires. One play. We're not getting 10 points in a single play. We're not getting 10 points in a single score. It's going to be multiple drives we're going to have to do this. So just take it one play at a time. We just need to get yard chunk by yard chunk by yard chunk. That's it. So 1st and 10 following that catch by Mosley. Manning has got it in his hands. Hands it off to Baxter going right side. Little hole is open up there, and he brought down after about a 5-yard gain. Baxter not really been much in the running game. We've had to be kind of passing it, but that's his 3rd attempt. He's only got 2 yards, so you can see what the defense has been able to do to our rushing attack. His 3rd rush, that's his longest rush, and he's got 2 yards. So 2nd and 5, Manning with the snap in hand, takes off, but it's too late, and he's sacked. This is going from bad to worse. It feels like 3rd and 12. We're in the 2nd quarter, 9.5 minutes ago, trailing 10-0. Manning stays in the shotgun, has it in his hand. Pressure comes up the middle, fires over to Baxter, who's going to get the 1st down. That's what we needed. C.J. Baxter coming up with the passing game over the middle. He has been consistent for us in the season in that realm, and we needed him on that play. So 1st and 10 after that big-time gain on 3rd down from the pistol. 2 tight ends to the right. Manning's got the snap, hands off. Baxter going left side, bounces through the hole, looking forward, and is brought down after a 6-yard gain. Now it looks like Baxter is starting to find at least a little bit of space coming in on the ground game. So 2nd and 4. Manning claps his hands, fires that one over to the right side, gets a screen pass out to Baxter. Ooh, and he's going to be planted to the turf. Act like he wanted to juke, just never did, and the defender said, all right, I'll do a 2-legged power slam. Why not? But, hey, 1st down. That's all that matters. 1st and 10 from the shotgun. 3 receivers left. Wingo in the slot left. Snap, swing pass out to Wingo at the 10-yard line. Spins around at the tackler into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Here we are on the comeback trail now. Ryan Wingo with the 360. Put the defender on the spin cycle. And that gets us our 1st points of the game. And then our defense gave up a touchdown. 17-7 now. All right, comeback is still on. We're still trying. As we got 2 minutes left in the 1st half, hand that one off to Baxter up the middle. He's going to get us 3 yards. All right, now I do have like accelerated clock, but obviously anybody who's played the game in the final 2 minutes, that accelerated clock never works. So I get to be a little bit smarter with my timeouts, knowing all that. 2nd and 7. Manning rolls out to the right side, takes off. Nobody's in front of him at the 50, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Smart play by the youngster there. As he really, once everybody was covered. I mean, that's the only reason why he took off. He dropped back. Nobody was open. They had the man covered, so he took off, and that gave us the yards. 1st and 10, a minute 30 remaining. Fires it to the left side. He's got Mosley with open space at the 30. He's at the 20. Keeps fight going. 4, 10, 5. Pushed out of bounds. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was close right there. He got that out to Mosley. And, man, he took it and, 5 yards away. Brilliant run there. And I'm not sure how I guess he was able to get so free just from having the safety on him. And he is a speedster, but, man, good play by Mosley. He has stepped up for us big time in this first half. So 1st and goal. We have a minute 22 remaining here in the second quarter. So 1st and goal, coming out in the shotgun. 3 receivers set. Manning claps his hands, hands it off to Baxter going to the right side, cuts it up, and he's going to be brought down at about the 4-yard line. And, of course, Oregon will use their timeout. Why wouldn't they? Because they're a bunch of damn bums. That's why. So 2nd and goal. Manning, 3 wide set from the shotgun. Mosley is in motion, has the snap in hand. In the pocket, fires it over, hits Wingo, coming across, touchdown Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. And what a play that was. As Wingo, I mean, he's just pure speed, right? So they got him coming across the formation. And it just worked out beautifully for him to be able to make that catch. I mean, perfect pass, easy pass. And that puts us within 3 points. So now here later on the ensuing drive by the Ducks, let's take a look at how our defense holds up, getting pressure by Burks. He throws it over the middle, and my goodness, nailed his receiver in some tight window there. So Dante Moore in the shotgun. Has the snap, hands it off up the middle. Has a little hole open, but that one is going to be closed down quickly. Ooh. He thought he was getting by our defensive tackle, but no. Reached an arm out, reached out one of them claws and slashed him to the turf. 2nd and 8. Have the snap, pressure. Gets there as he's hit, as he's thrown. Almost brought him down for the sack. So now it's 3rd and 8. Coming from the shotgun, has the snap. Pressure comes and he's hit as he throws. And that's going to force them to punt again. Ooh, that was nerve-wracking. 17-14. They're going to punt with about 30 seconds remaining in this one. As we are back to return it. Here we come at the 30. Hit and brought down at the 33. Not really a whole lot happening on that, but hey. All right, so 1st and 10 now from the 33. Manning in the shotgun, takes off up the middle, and he's hit and brought down. I don't like him taking those hits. I don't need him getting knocked out of this game. We're going to have to be smarter than that with the ball. So 2nd and 4, after we did use a timeout on that little scramble. Looks like they're preparing for the deep ball, Oregon, trying to make sure they don't get beat over the top, but why not cut them up underneath as Mosley comes across on the drag pattern, makes a good catch, gets us down to the 47-yard line. As we try to change plays as the clock is ticking. Let's go, Manning. What are you doing? Quick throw to the outside to Wingo, and he makes the catch on the other side of the 50. So we're here at the 46-yard line now. 2nd and 3. Manning's got 187 yards and 2 touchdowns so far in the first half. A pretty dang good half, I guess you could say. The 2nd and 3. Manning's got the snap in hand. Pressure comes, fires it deep to the left side, looking for more, and that one's going to be incomplete. Ooh, that was close. Closer than what I thought it would be. And that is going to take us into halftime as we trail by 3. Way better than by 2 scores is what I'll say. 17-14 is the score of the game. Mekhi Hughes, the player of the first half, 14 carries for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. They have been relying on that kid. If our defense can find a way to shut him down, I think you're talking game, set, match right there. But look at that throw they're making. I mean, some of those throws like that, how are you supposed to stop that? I'm curious. I don't know. As a defender, when a quarterback's throwing off his back foot, jumping in the air, how do you stop that? Nobody knows. It's just how it works. But, hey, it's led to, so far, a really good first half. Now, here we come out in the first half, or in the second half for our first drive, as we have the ball on the plus side of the field at the 42. Manning hands that one off to Baxter going to the right, stiff arming his way forward, and he gets enough for the first down. That was a 2nd and 4. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 39. So from the 39-yard line, Manning's in a shotgun. 3 receivers set. Baxter still in the backfield, offset to his right side. Has the snap. RPO over to Mosley on the left. Mosley stiff arming the defender to the turf brutally in front of the kid's family and everything. He just shoved his face in the dirt. That's cold. That's some ice cold business. So 2nd and 3 now. Manning from the shotgun has the snap, hands it to Baxter. Not a whole lot of space to work for him there. Everybody kind of went panic mode, and so did Baxter. He's only got 23 yards on 10 carries so far today, so I can see why he would be panicking a little bit. 3rd and 1 now from the shotgun. 2 receivers on the left side. Manning hands off to Baxter up the middle, and he's going to pick up the first down on that one. Brought in 2 tight ends for that formation. Don't really see a whole lot of the 2 tight end from the shotgun, but hey, it does prove its usefulness. Now we're coming into the I formation. 2 tight ends to the right side. DeAndre Moore wide left. Handoff Baxter going left. He cuts it up the middle, and that goes for a couple yards. That was really going off the left guard there. So there wasn't really too much of an adjustment to go right up the middle. So now from the shotgun, 2nd and 8, 4 wide set. Manning's got the snap in, fires it over the middle. That's going to be caught by Moore, and he comes down at the 18-yard line. Finally inside the red zone here, facing a 3rd and 2. Moore did a great job, strong hands to be able to make that catch. 3rd and 2 from the inside the red zone. Manning's got the snap, hands off to Gibson, lowers his shoulder, and he reached out for it. That was a dangerous one. Gibson is one of our bigger, most stronger backs, but man, that is dangerous to give it that little reach out movement. So 1st and 10 following that first down run. Has the snap, hands off to Simon, cuts through a little hole. Simon has been filling in for the Longhorns in the backfield a few times this season. Been fairly effective with it. So he's getting a shot here with Baxter being kind of worn down. The wear and tear is just dominating him. Same thing, with Wisner. He hasn't been in the game since the wear and tear got the best of him. So it is what it is, but just one of those things. So now we're going to go 5 wide. Manning begging for the ball, has it in his hands, finally takes off up the middle, and he's brought down after a few yards down to the 8-yard line. Ooh, I don't think Manning liked that play at all from the very beginning. Now it's 3rd and 2. Simon and Gibson in the backfield. Moore and Wingo wide right. Simon on the move. Swing pass out to Simon. He's at the 5-yard line. He's got the end zone. Touchdown, Texas, as the Longhorns have the lead. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Touchdown on the swing pass. Gotta love it, as Simon is able to take that one into the end zone. Like I said, he's got the speed. He's been on the field. He knows how to react in some of these plays and these defenses, and he does a perfect job there to give us the lead. Now, Oregon would come back to get a field goal on their next drive, so here we are near the end of the 3rd quarter, leading 21-20. So Manning's got the snap in hand, and he's going to go down on the sack. All right, that's shabby. Not what I wanted to see. Not what I wanted to see at all on that. All right, so 2nd and 16 now. 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Manning in the pocket, keeps dropping back. Fires that one over to Baxter. He's got speed around the outside at the 40. Hit and finally brought down at about the 38-yard line. You cannot put a linebacker on Baxter in the passing game. You just can't do it. He's going to beat him every time. Baxter's now got 76 yards receiving on 6 catches coming out of the backfield just for that reason. So 20 seconds to go in the 3rd. 1st and 10 over the middle to Mosley, and he actually holds on to him. Mosley got blasted on that one. Makes his 7th catch of the day. He's got the century mark in the national championship, 100 yards for him. Well played, young feller. So this third quarter is going to probably come to a close, and it does. Didn't know if we were going to get that snap off or not, and we definitely did not. So the third quarter does come to a close. That's going to send us here to quarter number 4. Now, with only a 1-point lead, 15 minutes of football, 1 point separates us. We need to put together probably the greatest quarter of football we have ever played, at least offensively. If we don't do it defensively, at least offensively we can still maintain and hold ourselves. But we need to cannot give them a shot at us at the very end. Oregon is the kind of team who will take it and beat you with it. So let's get this quarter started out right. 2nd and 8, fourth quarter begins. Fires that one over, and that one is dropped by Moore. That is not what I meant when I said get the quarter started off right, if anybody is curious. 3rd and 8 now after that incomplete pass. As Manning is going to stay in the shotgun. 3 receivers, 2 of them to the left side, Wingo and Mosley. Manning's got the snap in hand, drops off. It's going to be a screen pass to Baxter. He's got blockers in front of him. He's going to be hit and dragged down at the 29-yard line. Ooh, that was a hell of a play by the defender to come all the way across the field and actually catch Baxter. That's going to be a 4th and 1. In the Longhorns offense, we are staying out there. 4th and 1, 2 receivers to the left, 2 tight ends. Injuries in motion across the formation. Baxter in the backfield. Manning claps his hands, has the snap, hands it to Baxter. He's hit, and they're going to turn it over on downs. Oh, that was one of our chances. But, hey, our defense comes up and gets an interception, so I can't complain too much. And now we've got the ball back once again. After the defense forces a turnover, here we are. We run that one for no gain on a first down to make it 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10 from the 21. Manning in the shotgun. He's going to send Mosley in motion. Has the snap in hand. Keeps dropping back. Fires that over the middle. He's going to hit Injuries at about the 7-yard line. Great play. Good job finding Injuries on that one. Normally, I thought he was going to end up going for a Wingo coming across the field, but no, saw Injuries with that step and hit him in the hands with it. So 1st and goal, hand it Baxter up the middle, and he's brought down at about the 2-yard line. C.J. Baxter, not really a whole lot of pickup in the yards, just been efficient. 16 attempts for 35 yards. Oh, just barely over 2 yards per carry, but it's been a brutal 2 yards every time for him and the defender. 2nd and goal from the 2. Manning's got the snap, hands it to Baxter, and it's paid off with the touchdown, Texas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Baxter hammers that one in, as that's going to extend our lead out now to about 8 points here after the extra point. Yes, it's still within 1 score, I know. But, hey, it's still an 8-point lead, and I'll take it. So let's take a look at the Oregon offense as they get ready to come out here. As they hand that one off, going to the right side to give it to Chase. Burks finally brings him down. Ethan Burke comes up with a great play on that one. 2nd and 13 now for this Oregon offense. So Moore in the shotgun, looking over the defense, has the snap in hand. Fires it over the middle. That is going to be caught at about the line to gain, and they're actually going to give him a first down on it. So 1st and 10 Ducks. From the about 36-yard line, hand that off. No, option keeper to the right side. He's got space. Moore breaks some tackle and finally brought down on that. Ooh, that was close. That was close. And now 1st and 10 at the 50. At the midfield line, they've got the snap. Pressure's going to get there, and he's going to go down for the sack. Hero Canoe comes up with the first sack of the game for himself on that one. Just pressure right up the middle, and you could tell, Moore was looking down the field. You could just see that his eyes were down the field. He didn't even see Canoe coming. Canoe, I guess you can say it. Even though he's coming right at him, he did not see him until the last second. So 2nd and 17 now. From the shotgun, they've got the snap in hand. Fires it over the middle, and that one is going to be dropped. Ouch. Looks like he heard the footsteps coming of multiple defenders, and he dropped it. 3rd and 17. Snap in hand. Pressure comes from behind over the middle. That one's going to be caught and brought down at about the 46-yard line, and Oregon would punt that one. So after the punt and after their offense, here we come, leading 28-20. Manning on the option keeper. He's got space at the 50. No one's in front of him at the 30. Giving chase, and he runs out of bounds at the 20. He is fast, but he's not fast enough. As he gets all the way down to the 20-yard line on that option keeper. And that's what you can see is kind of special about this kid. On the option keeper, the being able to run the ball, having the maneuverability. No, he's not the fastest, obviously. I thought he was a little faster to be real. But, hey, they caught him. It happens. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 Longhorns, well within field goal range, which is really what you want at minimum. So 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Manning drops off the screen pass to Baxter. He gets to the outside at the 15, tries to spin forward, and is brought down at about the 12-yard line. Arch now with 300 yards passing and 3 touchdowns on the day so far. So 2nd and 3. Staying in the shotgun. 3 receivers left. Wingo's in the slot left here. Manning has the snap in hand. Swing pass out to Wingo. He gets it to him at the 2-yard line. And he's actually brought down at the 1. They are going to mark him down at the 1-yard line here. And the offense coming out in the heavy set formation. Coming out goal line. Big boys on the field. Big boys on the field. Baxter in the backfield. Manning under center. Letting the clock tick down. Has the snap. Hands it off to Baxter. He's going to be hit and stood up at the 2-yard line. Not really what you want to see, but I get what they're doing. Letting the clock go down. They're going to force Oregon at most to use their timeouts. So as we approach the 2-minute timeout here, 2.5 minutes to go, Manning and the Longhorns under center in a hefty formation once again. Hand it off to Baxter, going to the right side. Because anybody who's played college football knows you do not ever want to take that field goal from those hash marks. Never, ever, ever do that. As it's going to be 3rd and goal now from the 4. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Oregon did burn a timeout. I don't know if they'll use another one. That will be interesting to see. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Manning on the snap. Hands it off to Baxter, and he's going to be brought down. So they will actually use their 2nd timeout here. So from the 5-yard line, I really don't like being this close on this kind of field goal. Even if you change this view, it does make it a little bit better, but I just don't like it. Mason Shipley's going to step up. Boot, ball, and it does go right down the middle through the uprights. 2-score ball game here in the national championship as all Longhorn Nation held on for dear life with that. Who would have figured a 24-yard field goal would be so intense? You know, it is what it is. So here comes Oregon on their ensuing drive as we lead by 2 scores. Fires over the middle, hits his receiver, and he's going to be brought down quickly. All right, defense is playing on top of their guys. They're not giving them a whole lot of space. That was a good catch, though. 1st and 10. They have the snap. Fires over the middle, and that one is going to be dropped. Ooh, that takes us to the 2-minute timeout. And he had a step, too. If they could have gotten that completion, that would have been dangerous for the Longhorns. So 2nd and 10. Drops off the screen pass to the left side. Big block by the offensive lineman. Ooh, that had to hurt a little bit. Putting the Longhorn on his keister. 1st and 10 after the screen pass. As that one is going to be hit and brought down at the 48. LaFau comes up with that stop over the middle. So 2nd and 4. Minute 40 to go. Fires that one over the middle. Nowhere to go with it. Nobody can make the catch. And that's going to be brought down incomplete. So 3rd and 4. Minute 30 remaining. Scrambles to the right side, and he's hit as he throws, and that's going to be incomplete. 4th down. 4th and 4. He's got to stay alive in the game here. Would need 5 yards. Has the snap in hand. Takes off up the middle. He's got more than 5. About 15, and slides down at the 30-yard line. Oh, they're going to count it at the 32. Okay, I'll take that. Clock is moving. They only have 1 timeout remaining. As the snap in hand, fires over the middle. Hits his target, and 2 Longhorn defenders collide into each other. And he glides into the end zone. You've got to be kidding me. Mekhi Hughes can do it all. On the ground, through the air, whatever you need. He hits Hughes right in the hands. I mean, good play, good throw and catch, but two Longhorn defenders go to collide on him and end up, I think, knocking the crap out of each other more than anything. And Hughes goes walking into the end zone. This thing is back to a one-score ball game. Oregon still has one timeout. Ooh, 2-point conversion. Let's see if we can prevent this from happening. Minute 22, 2-point conversion, 31-26 game. Moore has the snap in hand, and he's going to take off. And, of course, nobody reacts to that movement. So, all right, onside kick. And the Longhorns recover. It bounces once, and Mosley's going to get it. The hero of the offense. Emmett Mosley comes up with some of the biggest plays this game, and that allows us to kneel it down, and we are going to be your national champions. I think Craig Way said it once. Why not say it again? Light the tower orange, Austin. Your Longhorns are coming home national champions as we take this one from the Ducks in Miami at a Hard Rock Stadium. A hard-fought game, pretty evenly matched between both of these teams. And we came out on top. Manning and the Longhorns, the dream season, the undefeated year. Sark's final game. He leaves Austin in the hands of a national championship. He heads up to Ann Arbor because he's a bum now. He's no longer my coach. I hate him. He's a bum. As he leaves, and Manning and this Longhorn offense, I mean, this was just a great season, fantastic season. Ups and downs all over, but still we remain perfect, undefeated. We had our struggles, but we fought through them. We came out on top each and every time, and that's what brings this kind of season to a point. Now, while we do celebrate that, guys, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if you have not hit it already. And definitely give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this series. The fact college football's right around the corner. NFL's right around the corner. Preseason's already started. And then hit that little bell icon so you can be notified of all the uploads we do here at Champ and Sons. Whether it is college football, Madden, Road to Glory, coming up to be Superstar, what have you. We got a lot of stuff, different stuff happening on the channel. Hit that bell so you can be notified of all of it. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next episode. We're going to try to do this thing again without Sark. Joey McIntyre will be our quarterback coming from Texas, or our coach coming from Texas Tech. So we'll see how that goes, what happens in the offseason, everybody. It should be interesting, but I'll see y'all in that next episode. So as always, stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.